The internet is broken. Business models and site design are entirely geared toward advertising and not the reader. On today's internet, advertisements are distracting, invasive, and overwhelming. In Den, the primary objective is quality content. Instead of ads, you may occasionally see a boosted post where a user has risked value to increase its visibility. Just like any other post, you can upvote or downvote to help evaluate the relevance to your community. The more engagement a boosted post gets, the less the booster pays. Depending on the evaluation process, a booster can get up to 85% of their money back, if the post is well targeted and engaging. In Den, quality content is the primary objective.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to another DENDAO meeting. How's it going, Joe?
That's good.
Let's get our governance on, huh?
Yes.
So today is Thursday. It is 4/21. On the agenda, we've got a demo. We've got LCP results. And if you want to join the call, if you have anything to discuss, there's a link up there where you can. You'll come into a lobby and just give us a message in private chat when you see when you log in there, and let us know what you want to talk about. We'll bring you up, probably during the community input feedback section. And then, of course, on this and every other live stream we do on Den, you can leave feedback in the reply section. That'll give us the host something else to talk about. We usually get around to most of them if we can. So let's get right into it. We've got new layers. Let's talk about that first. We've got a few new things. We also had Sticky DAO minted today. I was just looking at that.
Yes. So, reveal. Yeah, the reveal.
Yeah,
right?
Not minted. The reveal. That's right.
Yeah. I need to look. I don't understand, and I'm not an NFT somebody who's in that world enough, right? So I don't know how to evaluate the rarities, right? So
No,
I'm looking
I don't know.
online. I don't know what this means. I have one with no clothes on even.
Yeah, I saw some of those. Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
I know they're all being counted in the layers DAO governance in the tools there, which is cool. I've got one. My favorite one it reminds me of a tunnel snake from the Fallout game, Fallout 3.
Really?
Yeah,
wow,
tunnel snakes rule. He's kind of a punk. He's got a hoodie on. He looks kind of like he's trying to be a badass, you know?
Yeah.
So those are fun. I love that, like, there's personality behind your utility token, and that there's, I don't know, the other way around too, utility around your personality token.
Yes. I have to decide if I would want to change my avatar in Twitter or not. I don't think I want to pay Twitter to do that, though. And then the other side is, I know part of what they're building into the wallet, that you'll be able to see the individual NFT images some point soon.
Actually, if you want to look at what they've got on Twitter Blue, I actually pay for a Twitter Blue account.
Okay. I can talk to you about
that. It's ridiculous. They want $3 a month. For me, it's like R&D. It's like, okay, what are they doing?
Yeah, I would probably do that. It's just, yeah.
The only thing that they do that I think's worth it, that should be free for anybody, shouldn't be charged, is they let you edit your tweet. Basically, if it's within a certain time frame, you can be like, oh, I did
copy office. We should have patented that. I'm joking.
So there's that, but you got to pay $3 a month to edit your tweet.
And by the way, we are open. This is DENDAO, right? So open to suggestions as DENDAO as to should we integrate, since, like, say, any layer that uses NFTs as like Sticky DAO for their governance, that you could essentially, if you are a holder of that, you could use it in your avatar, and we wouldn't even charge you $3 a month. But that could be a cool thing, because then we'd be able to have approved contracts, so you wouldn't be able to fake like you can with Twitter, where I could go and grab your naked Sticky DAO.
See, I like that.
Yeah, and mint a new one.
I like that, because then then you would even have, like, we would have to probably build an interface for applying to be a recognized contract, I guess, right? Hey, we want to bring our community in. Here's our contract. Here's the real one. so that none of our members get scammed. Here's the actual real one. And now if you have if you have an avatar of a claimed NFT, it's not just like they do it on Twitter where anybody can right click, save, spin up a new contract, put it, claim that, and then Twitter says, oh yeah, that's an ape. You should be able to play the ape game, right? That kind of thing.
Yep, exactly.
So I would definitely support, even for nothing else, just demonstrating how to do it right. It seems like with the resources they have, there's no reason they couldn't have done it the correct way. That people typically, like, there's an overwhelming agreement that there's a right way to do it.
Yep.
From what I've seen, maybe I'm in my own bubble, but.
Well, it may be worth doing. We're already going to have the facilities to do it in a wallet, so it would be just something we would have to think about how we would want to add it to the your profile settings. So it shouldn't be that hard, because it would already. The beauty is we wouldn't have to put any extra interface in there, because we already know, hey, you already have these NFTs. I mean, theoretically, they could even be lot NFTs if we wanted them to be, right?
Yeah, they could.
You could plug in as owners. I don't know.
That would be like eventually once we have like I imagine at some point there will be focus on like a business toolkit or something like that, where we add some features. It's like, oh, it'd be useful to add this to tipping, for example, for in real life transactions, or for what we were just talking about. But maybe you could that could be like a config, do you want to use lot, or do you want to use X token contract or whatever?
Yep.
Cool. True. So we got a mining layer. Moving on to the layers that won. So we got a mining layer. That's cool, because we talked about that a little bit. I don't know what my first post in there is going to be, but I don't know. I got to pull something.
I bet I would put a bet it's going to be Monero related.
Maybe. I kind of want to. Maybe
WowNero or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I want to do guides on like how to. Like, to a lot of people, it can be scary looking at like going to GitHub, downloading some software, like making that into a miner and putting in a key, and what does a full node mean, and all this stuff. So I think it's a good place to put some I don't know, an info dumps. But yeah, it'll probably be Monero related. I'm definitely still on that kick.
Yes.
And then the other ones were everything tattoos. It wasn't tattoos and beer. If it were, as we said last week on this call,
yes,
if it was tattoos and beer, I would have gotten a tattoo.
Some of us tried.
Yeah. It was almost there.
So I told some people, I actually attempted a maneuver just as a test. Like, how gameable is this? So I think it was 40 minutes before close on.
Oh, that's a good test, because there's incentive.
And I can't remember which one it was, but I actually one of them was too high. It was one step higher than it needed to be one place. So I withdrew lore. It dropped down to the bottom, and then I added some back to bring
incrementally put it back up. Yeah.
And I got it. I think I got it in the right position, and I had enough buffer on either side. So let's see if that holds. It's 40 minutes. I was like, no, it didn't hold. So it was good, because it was hard to even make that happen. I mean, it wasn't like
I wasn't even on this one. I wasn't even there at the end on this one. I was sidetracked on something. I think I was working on something else, and then I realized I was like, oh, that was like 3 hours ago or something that it ended. That kind of thing. So
that's what happens to me a lot. So
cool. So science and tech. So that'll be interesting. I was wondering about that one, because there's a science and space technology, right? But as predicted, there should be duplicate competing layers. You know what I mean? Like, because there has, like, I can definitely see like, oh, you know what? I don't care about space. I want to do everything that's on Earth. Just science and technology. Why do we have to keep it within, just like the node runner layer, right? There was a question about, should there be a mining layer and a node runner layer, or stuff like that.
Yep.
So that'll be really cool on the leaderboard. Once the leaderboard gets up there, you'll be able to see, especially, and I hope to see friendly competition, like a neck and neck, science and space tech v science and space on the leaderboard.
Yep, that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
get that leaderboard in place. That'll be fun.
Cool. So there's the new ones. I want to do a demo also on MetaMask. I just installed a plugin, and so it's fresh, and it'll probably bring up my address and stuff, and I'll just burn this wallet. But we can use this as actually, no, I set it up already. I was thinking the seed phrase would show up or something, but I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty easy. So do you want to go ahead and demo that now?
Sure, why not? And this is so that people know, and this will come up more and more, right? But particularly for Sticky DAO. And we're going to have, Den will be putting out a step-by-step, little short guide with screenshots of what buttons to click and stuff to claim your address, and to essentially have the system snapshot the address to double check that you hold. It's a daily snapshot to check certain contracts. And right now we check Dragon, we check Matter, Lore, I think Lot, and in this case the Sticky DAO contract. And so as new projects come in, we'll be adding contracts to that. And so by clicking, it'll show you.
Okay, so let's see. You'll go to the wallet icon here above the gavel, and there's a button. If you've got addresses claimed already, it'll look like that. I've got a stack of them because I do a lot of testing and connecting, and we don't actually have a disconnect button right now, by the way. So maybe that can come at some point, because I just get a growing. Here's another one that maybe added to it.
Yeah, right now, if you move any supported tokens, any I don't know what we want to call them, but any tokens that we watch for out of that wallet, then it won't snapshot it again. So if it says, "Oh, you don't have anything," I'm not going to look again until you tell me you have something there.
Okay.
That's how it turns off. But yeah,
good to know. So hopefully this all shows up properly. Whoa, what is? Oh, it wants me to do a Brave wallet. I don't want to do a Brave wallet.
Oh, maybe import from. Maybe it had that import from. Maybe that's what it is.
Import your MetaMask account. No, this is setting up a Brave wallet. I don't want to do that. Connect to. It's probably a. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had to go through this setting. So let me just turn off Brave's wallet. Is what I'll do. So wallet, Brave wallet, none. I guess that's it. It just sets. Let's try it again. Connect. Nah, it still wants to do it. Okay, let's see. I can do a different browser, I guess, but it's probably gonna do the same thing.
Right.
Do you know how to disable that? I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a demo.
You know what we can do if we want. We could. There's a meeting, right? So we could just show and describe the steps. We're going to have that document later, so we don't, and then we can do the demo next week. Or something that might be best.
Let me look at this one more time just to make sure.
That's cool.
I didn't miss something. Show. No, I don't want to show it. I don't want to clear. No. Yeah, there should be an off button. If anyone's watching who's a Brave browser,
it doesn't have MetaMask. Like you have MetaMask installed, but it doesn't give you that as a
default.
Oh,
prefer extensions.
Prefer extensions. There, maybe no.
Appreciated. Okay, I'm going to try that, and then I'm going to do it.
You might refresh too. I don't know. I do not know.
This is great.
I haven't used Brave in a long while.
Oh, it worked. That was it. Okay, but it doesn't show up on there, does it?
Oh, I can't see it, which is fine. The people know it. People will know how to use MetaMask.
Cool. All right. So apologies. Demo can now start. So this is what you click, and if you're using, I don't know if the Brave wallet works. I might actually connect that later just to see.
I think it would.
What does for sure work is MetaMask. So you click this, and it pops up, and it pops, it refreshes. Oh, Joe, it's not working.
You can go probably go.
You know what it is? You see how it has this. If this happens to you, don't feel bad because it just happened to me. There's a little one next to the MetaMask icon, the little fox, and it was hiding on me. So it wants to connect with MetaMask, right? And so you just hit next, and then you hit connect. Boom, it's connected, right? And then that would be this. Let me refresh it again because it seems like that's been helping. I wonder if this is going to show all of them. Let me scroll down. I want to unhide this. It should be the one I just added, right? So this
Is it?
is no A4B0. Maybe it's the top one. No. Okay, I'm going to show my addresses. Is it? How is it?
You wouldn't be able to tell in the top now, wouldn't be?
A4B0. Nope, it's not in there. That's interesting. Well, it will show up in there, and when it does, you have this snapshot button, right? And this is the next thing you have to do. You opt into the snapshot, and this is where you're telling Den what Joe was just talking about with it looking for your tokens. And if there's nothing in there, it's not going to look again. So when you have the tokens in there, check the snapshot button like that. And I don't think you have to save it. I think that's it, right?
Yep, that's it. You can't uncheck it. In fact,
yeah.
The system itself will uncheck it if there's nothing in there.
Oh, great. So I can actually just check them, and if I'm wrong, I don't know which one it is. It will let me know by unchecking the ones that it's not in, right?
Yeah. And it'll also check for liquidity tokens. That's the other thing that I didn't mention, right? This is also the way.
Yes. Yeah. So Uniswap, the 3 1% pool, both Matter and ETH and Lore and Ether. Those pairs, those are snapshotted the same way. Yes. And then that'll go into the governance, and you'll get your voting weight. And my dog will try to get into the back door. So yeah. So there's how that works. Cool. That felt like I was stumbling through. I fell in a hole on that one.
It was good. It was good.
Cool.
Mostly it's just you have to claim the wallet. And I've not claimed one for a while, so I had forgotten what the interface looked like even. And then
it doesn't cost any gas to do that.
Right. It's just essentially proving to the system that you own that wallet. And by the way, was that it? Is that all it is? You just have to connect that wallet, or you don't have to?
So now the other thing that you can do is you can transfer, right?
Well, like if you click claim right now, does it not pop up?
Oh yeah.
That was the thing you had to do.
Thank you.
So, yeah, maybe probably should have a second button, probably, but that's something we haven't really played with too much. So yeah,
I obviously haven't done this in a while either, Joe.
Yeah. So you claim that.
So yes,
it'll show up. Then you click snapshot on that one, and
right. So I have a message that isn't showing up on the screen, but it is just a simple sign message from MetaMask.
Yeah.
It's been a long week. Sorry if I.
It's good.
Cool. All right. So that's why it didn't show up there either. So now maybe.
Sorry, I was thinking. I remember something.
Yeah, something doesn't seem right. Yeah. Yeah, A4. That's it. So then I'll hit snapshot.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Best demo I've ever done.
It's all good. Very.
So yeah. Other than that, I'm doing chat rooms. I'm going to be hanging out on Mondays, and this is for you, so you know too. I mentioned it earlier on Blockchain Roundtable. I'm going to be hanging out in the Gainesville layer, and since I'm going to be hanging out there anyway, I'll also hang out in the Den support layer.
Nice.
On Mondays, usually around 9 o'clock in the morning. And what I've been doing is just AMA, ask questions, whatever. It's not a show. Yeah. I'm literally just working and getting the week set up and stuff like that.
It's a live support show.
Yeah.
For all the excitement you might get. Hopefully you'll get some trolls and some drama.
Yeah. So it's totally boring. It's not even something that you should try to throw open another tab and listen to, because I'm not talking. I'm just there. And then I will talk if I get a question, which I've done like 2 or 3 demos at this point now over the 2 days, the 2 weeks that I've been doing it. So I like that. And I like kind of like using my time where I can if I'm just going to be at my desk anyway. But yeah, so if you need me to show you something specific, or if you have particular questions you want to talk about, feel free to chat with me. I'll probably just have it. I'm not doing it on a StreamYard. I'm just doing it like an OBS stream with my mug over a, whatever. Nice. I need music. I will say that that's something that we could work on as like how we are sourcing photos for some of the contests that we do from denizens. We get source music too, because I got already Facebook has shut off the stream, YouTube has shut down the stream, just the office hours that I'm doing. And because I listen to music. The second time, I specifically went and found non-copywritten music that the author published, and in the title says not copywritten, like okay to use for YouTube streaming, whatever. And I got a copyright violation slap. Again, so it's like, so built-in video on Den won't, can't come soon enough. I kept thinking about that because I was like, oh, damn it, man. It's like,
that's true.
Literally getting censored.
And we'll do, we need to charge takedown notices to the decentralized, I'm joking here, would be charged in Matter.
Yeah.
So that, if somebody wants to do DMCA thing, that we could say, okay, well, it's on chain, so we can't control that, but maybe we filter it on the front, but you have to pay us in Matter to do the manual thing. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah. You know what else I wanted to talk to you about real quick is we're doing on May 19th, we're doing that improv comedy show from Heartwood Soundstage.
Yes.
And so it's not going to be, they're really good at doing like multi-angle video shoots and stuff like that. We're going to do just one camera, one like getting the whole stage. And then I want to live stream to Den, and it's going to be a student show. So the students have a class, and then they are putting on a paid ticketed show. We're charging $20 a ticket, payable in Matter if you want, which is awesome. And so the students will have a set where they do an improv comedy routine, and then there'll be an intermission, and it'll be like the whatever we end up calling the second one, which is like the people that have been teaching the class, and one person who's flying out from LA to Florida to do this, which is awesome.
That's cool. And
between, we'll do an on-site intermission show of Coffee with Den between the two sets.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
So we've got to work out the logistics on that a little bit, but I was thinking that it would be really cool to advertise this around Den and get, build up a little bit of interest in it, and then get people to, here's what I'm thinking is if we can get people to donate Matter to the stream post, and we take all of that and give it to the performers, right? Then it would be really cool because the performers would need a Den account to receive it.
Yeah.
Right. So I like that idea because it's number one, you're literally paying people extra money. I'm all about doing hyper local stuff in Gainesville. So this is a way to help monetize
awesome.
Local performers and artists and stuff with this platform. But it also allows anybody who wants to help with, even if you can think of it as marketing and onboarding and stuff.
Yeah.
Literally awesome. Just have a good time, watch the show, tip the stream, and not only are you supporting it, but you're also like, okay, if somebody wants this, then I know I've got somebody on the ground who's going to show them how to open a Den account.
That's awesome.
Because we'll be there as a little hanging out, selling local merch and accepting
awesome.
payments and things like that. So between now and then, I've got a month for that. So between now and then, we'll come up with something cool, and let me know if you have any ideas on that and how we can help. Because I think we could do it cool, like really use Den a lot, and even do some branding of it with Den involved and things like that.
Yep.
So, anyway, just for awareness that that's happening.
That's awesome.
So yeah, anybody who's got ideas, I'll open a post about it in the Gainesville layer, and I'll cross post it to probably the Den, either the Den marketing layer or the the Den layer even. But just to see what people think, how we could maybe leverage that as something Den can use. Is, hey, check out this cool content. It's gonna be top notch. Same studio did an old full concert set from Vowels a long time ago, and that ended up looking really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Maybe I should repost that. I'll dig it up and repost it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Okay.
All right. So those are kind of what's been on my mind a little bit. We did 2 demos, and in the end, I think we got all the information in there. Yeah. Oh, and I did verify that MetaMask on mobile works. as well.
Oh, really?
But the trick on that is you can't use like your browser on mobile. You can't use like Chrome or Brave or whatever your browser is. MetaMask itself is an app, and inside of MetaMask, it has its own MetaMask web browser. And so
that's
you browse your web, you go to your Web3, you use your Web3 website as an app inside of the MetaMask app on your phone. And I have an Android OnePlus, but and it worked fine for me. But
cool.
mileage may vary. I don't know if different devices, Apple versus Android, stuff
You
like
can't
that.
do anything with a hardware wallet, can you? Probably. Like if you have.
I don't know. I have most of my I have like cold storage, and then I have like a little bit of stuff that's I don't use a hardware wallet for it, basically. So convenience wise. So sometimes I'm not sure what you can't use where that interferes.
Right. Okay. That's cool. Very good.
I'm trying to think. You might be able to. I just have never used it on my phone. I've never used a hardware wallet on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you have a USB port, I don't know. Maybe if somebody knows the answer to that, you can publish a guide for it, and then I will reward. I'll tip you out.
Yeah,
actually, because I would like to have the information myself. So cool. What else is going on that we need to talk about this week, governance-wise? Are there any? Do we have anything to report on chat? Any like updates to that? Or I think mostly we were doing the custom integration for StickyDAO this week, right?
Yeah. The devs held back on chat a little bit. Mobile is getting a couple of updates. In fact, mobile will allow you to reply in the layer chat to specific messages, right? Which that's been it's already in the API, but they hadn't built it in the front end yet. So that would also be on web soon. The biggest piece that they were working on web was the model that if you are in the chat, so let's say you're in the cryptocurrency chat, and you're just talking with people, and they're like you might in Telegram or Slack or Discord, that if someone comes in and puts a post in the cryptocurrency layer, that post will show up in line, in the chat. So you just like, oh, there's something over here, I can go look at it. So you don't miss anything, and replies the same way. And
that'll help a lot just for that thing I was talking about earlier, where like if I'm monitoring chat, even support layer, something like that.
Yeah.
Keep everything.
Yep. And
in one spot.
The other big one that we just kind of laid out that was supposed. I'm hoping, other than any little, there are a lot of little bitty things that are going on with the StickyDAO, the snapshot interface and stuff like that. But that we expect to roll out direct messaging next. And it will have an interface where, at least to start, it'd be very simple. You would have to go to that Denizen's profile page. It'll have a little chat icon. And the chat icon will pop up, and there will be one of two scenarios. The first of which is it's unconfigured. So when it pops up, it'll ask you how much lore do you want to offer them to engage, right? And you might say none, and then they accept it, and it's all good. And if they are following you already, then it'll just be you can just talk to them. They won't do that.
Cool. So we are going to do the message requests, the incentivized message requests.
Yes,
I think that is going to be such an interesting thing to watch.
Yes, the second part of it is if you want, let's say you're getting too much spam that way or something else, that you would be able to set a minimum. It's like, hey, if you want to talk to me, you have to offer up at least 1,000 lore. And the cool thing, at least in my opinion, is that let's say someone comes in and you have a minimum of 1,000 lore, and they offer you 1,500. You're like, oh, okay. So I open it up, and let's say it's spam. So I say, oh, no, not interested. But bye. I close it out. I block them. I mute them. Whatever. But if it's an engaging, valuable conversation, then the interface is right there to return that tip, or not the tip, it return whatever we're calling that
collateral, or not the collateral, but it's more of the The bribe.
yeah, and we were talking like, say, what your thought was that we could even have metrics on it to say, hey, look, this is Joe, and he tends to give back 90-something% of any engagement, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe I'm more likely to put,
Engagement bribe.
yeah. So anyway,
I
we'll
think it'd
see.
be hilarious to just call it like, because you got to have terms for stuff when you start building them out. I just think it'd be hilarious to call it literally an engagement bribe as a
Yes.
metric. Just be upfront about it.
You can have a ring icon or something.
Yeah, yeah. But that's cool. Because I wasn't sure if that was going to make it in, but I'm glad that it is, because that decentralization, to me, I've been thinking more and more about decentralization, and with as much as I'm trying to do with Den here, is I keep thinking about that too, and that's a way to decentralize gatekeepers. What decentralization allows as far as like people to have an even playing field. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is important.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of just the little bit of experience that I've had in regional music business and stuff like that. It's like, oh shit, it really is like that, right? Somebody could really have, and on the other end, a lot of people could miss out on valuable ideas and valuable partnerships by not even knowing that there was interest, or knowing that there was an answer somewhere, or things like that. So that's a great system, I think. And I like that we're using lore for it too, especially because it's messaging. And if you think about bots and spam bots and things like that, that are always an issue to deal with on anything, you've got to have, so you have a new account, right? Let's say that somebody wants to like spin up a new account to somehow abuse the system. You have to earn some matter. Let's say you don't go buy it. You could obviously go buy it, but you're not trying to support the community here, so you don't want to go buy it. That's supporting the community. So you would have to spin up a new account, earn some matter, and then have that matter stake to earn some lore. So there's enough of a delay of friction before you even get enough lore. And then somebody has like a minimum, it's like, so you're either going to have to support the community by buying the tokens to come and use, or support the community by engaging with consensus and being like a valuable content creator or something to earn the rights to actually use it. And either way, like even a bad actor is forced to somehow, not forced, but like
it's an entry fee. It's
to
a bad actor. To somebody else, it's like, oh, I already have it here, so I really want to talk to this person that's not following me, and it's a way to engage. And if it is a valuable conversation, you should get it back, and or they'll be known in time that they don't give that money back.
When I think about like, I live in a very liberal town. I'm a pretty liberal guy, but I'm not as I've heard some arguments that interest me, and I always try to reconcile it with what I'm doing and stuff. And there's people arguing for censorship, basically, is my point here. And it's like, okay, we don't want to have an overlord that decides, oh, this is bad or that's spam or something. So Greg said something earlier today about DAOs being a decentralized way to centralize. And I hadn't thought of it that way before, but it's kind of the answer to that question. If it's easy to solve a problem by centralizing, can you, and you decide to do it that way, maybe we can at least decentralize the centralization, which sounds like an oxymoron.
But it might be, and I wonder if it should be decentralized, or to decentralize the organization. You are organizing activity. In a decentralized way, without saying, oh, we have to make a company and go through stuff where we have to then worry about where we put the company and all that. So
but then but it is useful to have the entity too. So anyway, food for thought. And
we are just so you know, there was a design decision today. It's not done, of course, but there was a question on the implementation as to, is it going to be lore only? Should we also allow other tokens? And the model will allow other tokens. We might only have the interface open to lore to start, but maybe it would be maybe the configuration would be lore only. But if you had matter, you could say, hey, I don't have enough lore, but I want to give you 10 matter. Maybe that would be doable. I don't know. So that's another question.
I always like to have. I always think of video games and like the civilization trade screen.
Yes.
You request, and then it's like, and then there's even a button that says, "Make this trade more equitable," and it balances it.
Really?
Yeah. So that could be something that we use, metrics for to be like, what's like. There's probably going to be some kind of metrics about what the person typically accepts, right? So there could be a button that's like, throw me within the range of this person that you typically gets through to this person, and maybe it just.
That would be brilliant. And we could also have the civilization style insults.
Yeah. Started playing Civ 6 lately, so it's in my head.
That's awesome.
I am for I am. Thanks for joining us again. You were on earlier too. Thanks for the support. I want to read and make sure I'm not missing anything over here. I'm glad you're able to make it today.
No comments in the thread.
For the engagement payment idea. Good to know. Cool. Imagine experts and consultants using this as a revenue source. That's what I'm saying, man. Like you got what is that legal network where lawyers can it's like a Fiverr for lawyers. It's like not Upwork, but like Up Legal or something like that.
Up Counsel.
Up Counsel, yeah. So this is it's like you could have a qualifying. And you could even use Factor. You could use Factor to have like, oh no, this person is a qualified opinion based on 17 peers who have said so, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, super interesting. Cool. Yeah. Well, all right. I'm glad that we're the ones that get to do that.
Yes. All right.
Okay, cool. So that's it for today, and then we'll be back again next week. Once again, there's now some sort of live show Monday through Thursday on Den, so that's cool. I'm getting closer to having to have our own TV guide.
Oh, brother.
So yeah, I'll just basically be doing tech support Monday mornings for anybody that needs it. Was that one, and I'm even open to like spinning up a conference call with somebody and sharing desktop. If you need, if you want to schedule for that, I'll reliably be there around 9 or so Monday mornings, so we can do that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we've got Super Happy Dragon Lucky on Tuesdays, coffee on Wednesdays, coffee with Den. We had Flo on this week from Kanaloa Network. Yes. And really resonated on a lot of things with him, which is great. This is kind of the show this is the one thing I do that I don't talk about blockchain that much. We always do, but not really. It's kind of it's just like a regular morning talk show. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of fun with that. And then of course Thursdays there's World Blockchain Roundtable, and then this meeting that happens at 3 p.m. Eastern. So join us for those. Share this for informational purposes for anybody who's like, your friends that are on Den. And let's see, you got anything else you want to put out?
Nope.
All right.
I'm all good.
I wasn't ready to hit the button again. All right. Well, that's it then. I'll see everybody later. And we'll see you every week for this call at this time. Bye.
Thanks.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best. Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.